back to my channel where we discuss all things vintage and vintage lifestyle, vintage crafts, sewingness, anyways, craftiness and sewing and just vintageness goodies. I am Kayla, and today I am donning one of my spooky makes that featured in my last video. I am ready to tell you about what I am reading today. Well, what I'm reading right now. So grab a cup of coffee or tea and read with me. Yum. So I thought I'd show you some of the books that I'm reading in order to ring in the spooky season, enjoy spooky season just a little bit more. One that I'm reading right now that I just started is this book called Happy Medium by Sarah Adler. It is a super cute book, cover first off, but also it's just about a medium who is helping to exercise a farm, and the owner of the farm is a skeptic, and I believe there is a love story afoot. I love cozy books and such like this, so those are the kind of books that get me during the spooky season. I'm not really, I used to be really into Stephen King or anything thriller or horror. Now that I'm older, I feel I am quite traumatized by life and I just want cozy things. So this one is a nice little read that I've been reading and I am enjoying it so far. So that is on my recommendations. Again, Happy Medium by Sarah Adler. Next, my favorite genre of books is cozy mysteries. I love a mystery novel. My favorite author is Agatha Christie. I have been reading mysteries since I was a very small child. I used to read these like clue books that I would get from the library, Nancy Drew, so on and so forth. You're getting the drift, right? So when it comes to spooky season, I look for spooky season themed cozy mysteries. Cozy mysteries that I am obsessed with are usually witchy or, just like psychics, ghosts, paranormals, but then there's also like mystery involved. It's just I want to be the witch that's solving mysteries in Boston along the rocky coast. I don't know why. It is my fantasy. So I have these two books by, I'm going to butcher this name, Aurelie Wallace. The first one, I believe, is In the Company of Witches. I could tell you right now in a moment, but In the Company of Witches, and they're cute little books. Usually cozy mysteries are in these little tiny novels. And When the Crows Away. So far, there's just these two that I have found. I have not started them yet, but these are on my to be read list for this month. I know I'll get to them because that book, I'm just zooming through it right now. So these ones are next. Those are my three novels that I figured today is the 15th of October. I figure I'll be able to get through these by November, definitely, and have my cozy witchy vibes all set up. Next on my reading, this is recommended reading. I own every single one of Llewellyn's Sabbath Essentials books. It goes through the wheel of the year. If you're anything into witchcraft or anything like that, these books are essential, literally called Sabbath Essentials. But I love the Samhain one. It's really, there's a glare, but it's really beautiful, and it has so many good things in there about like where Halloween began, what were the old traditions and what are the new traditions. So I really enjoy reading this book every year and just going through little things, finding things for me and my kids to do. So that's a cute one. It's by Llewellyn and it's a Sabbath essential, and I know it says Samhain, but it is pronounced Samhain. And then the next cute little book is also from Llewellyn, and it's literally called Little Book of Halloween by Mickey Mueller. It is an adorable little book, and it has traditions and little stories about the first jack-o'-lanterns, and it's just adorable. little book of knowledge about Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday. It has always been because I'm very witchy and magical myself. So I love having these little books, and I love looking for things to talk about with my daughters because they are my little witches, my witchlings. And so these are little books that I am suggesting, especially if you want to get into the spooky season. These are super fun. Next, if you're super witchy and into spooky season, I have some decks, tarot decks and oracle decks to suggest. First, there's this one called Seasons of the Witch, the Samhain Oracle. And I found this at Barnes & Noble, but you can probably also get it at Amazon or any other bookseller. The imagery is very beautiful. It's super witchy, Halloween-y. I just love I have a lot of these from this creator, which is, hold on, I will tell you. The illustrations are by Giada Rose, and the oracle is by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz, and these oracle decks are super beautiful. So I suggest this one. Then I just got this one with my best friend last year, and this year I have been using it. So it's by Amanda Lovelace, and it's called the Cozy Witch Tarot Deck. And since I'm more into cozy vibes right now, this one's been the vibe. Anyways, I'm in more of the cozy vibes this season, and with a good cup of tea and just reading my tarot for the week, this has been super comforting. I love kitty cats and witchiness, and this just has all of those things in it. And then lastly, for super funness, is the Halloween Oracle. It's an old one. I've had this for a very long time. And it's by Stacey DeMarco. I don't know if you can find this still, only because I've had this for a very long time, since I was very young. So, yeah, since I was quite a few years, 10 years I've had this, this set. So if you can find it, I recommend it because the imagery is super fun and Halloween-y. And I love things like that. It just brings out the Halloween vibes in you. So those are my book reading, spooky season, spooky genre reading recommendations for you, and I hope that you enjoyed them. I know that I, during the fall, really get into my cozy self and reading books and slowing down. I know I've been sewing like a maniac, which my best friend has pointed out has just like, she's like, what are you doing with all of your sewing? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I just obsessed right now because I'm in a career lull from being a mom. And so sewing in my free time is giving me purpose, I guess. It's giving me a thrill. But I really love like talking about vintage, talking about books, and talking about different things. It's not always going to be sewing. It's just literally what I've been into, other than motherhood and changing wet underwears from potty training. So if you're here for all of my vibes, please stick around. Please hit the subscribe, the notifications, comment down below the next thing you want to talk about, and I hope to see you next time. Enjoy your spooky season.